Morning, Saturday, August 2nd, 2025. I'm Larissa. This is my diary. So, I can't not comment on this Ghislaine Maxwell bullshit. And it's disgusting. And all of these people, all of these fucking right-wing, anti-choice nut jobs, right? This is your dude. This is your dude. Oh, but the babies. But the babies. Mm-hmm. You're all disgusting. Every single one of you. Anybody who voted for that pig. That's not even fair to call him a pig. Pigs are intelligent animals. That monster. That fucking monster. Yeah. You should go send your children to hang out at the White House with him. But the babies. Maybe he'll give her a cabinet appointment after he pardons her. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You know, here in Santa Cruz, there was a group of the MAGA disgusting vermin, right? That there was this overpass that they would hang out there, flapping their flags and with all their trucks and stuff. I drive a truck too. I drive a truck because I live in the fucking sticks and I need a truck, right? So like I'm not digging on you for having a truck, but there's a stereotype, right? And they all fucking fit it. Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you? Hiding at home? Hiding at home? Gross. Disgusting. Disgusting. Anyway. Oh my God. There's flooding in New York now? Wow. There's flooding everywhere, huh? Anyway. Oh. Brody, are you coming in here? You gotta come around, buddy. You gotta come around, come through the other door. It's a door that's closed. He needs to come through the other door if he's gonna come in here. Come on. I hear ya. Let's go. There you are, sir. Hey, how are you? Come on. Come on. You gonna come up? Come on. Come on. Jump up. Come on. No? He says, no, Mom, I don't want to be in your video. Anyway, it's yesterday at the gallery. Got some more work done. I didn't paint yesterday. I just didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like painting, and there was other stuff I wanted to do, and so I'm going back and forth about how this is going to work out. I was watching some colorized videos, some colorized film from early 1900s, like 1900, 1901, 1902, 1906. It's interesting. It was interesting. I mean, the colorization is not, it's not accurate, spot on. It's an estimation. So I was, looking at all of the faces, and it's like everybody's exactly the same color, right? It's like, that I'm sure that was not the case. right? Even if everybody in the crowd is white, there is variation in skin tone. Not everybody's exactly the same color. It's like everybody was colored the same color crayon, you know. But it's interesting because it does give a different feeling, right? Right, different. It gives it a little different perspective on the footage, right? You look at black and white photos and things. Makes you think about things a little differently. I do like black and white photos, though. I do like black and white photography and film. hmm Yeah, yeah. And I also watched a video of an Amish community moving a barn. Well, I don't know if it was a barn or if it was going to be a house, but it was a structure that had been built, and they were placing it, and they had like 100 young men, all with the same Amish bowl cut haircut. You know, it was interesting to see that process and to have a look at the fashion, so to speak, of the men. Um, Burgundy shirts, dark blue, light blue, or like a teal color, teal green. Those are the approved colors. And then the black pants, the black suspenders. Married men wear a beard, unmarried men don't, right? And they all got that haircut. It was funny. It's interesting. I remember being out in Amish country when I was a little girl, going out there on the weekends, driving out to Amish country to go to the farm stands and look at the quilts. The quilts were so amazing. And the woodworking, you buy rocking chairs and table and chairs and dressers and headboards. They're very, very plain but very well made. My dad used to like to look at all of their stuff. They have beautiful joinery, all very simple, but you know, yeah, all the barefoot little girls, barefoot women in the summer. Yep, barefoot and cow shit. Oh, yeah. I remember being at farm stand one time. There was a diner that we used to go to. It was an Amish owned business. It was an Amish owned restaurant. We used to go there for it was we go out on Sundays in the summer. And there was also a fabric store out there that my mom liked to shop at. It's where the Amish women. It was also an Amish owned and run store, and they used to. It's where all the women got their fabrics for making their stuff, but then they also sold calicos and stuff for quilting, um, and gingham and stuff. And my mom used to buy that stuff to make curtains and things. We go out there, yeah. But this one time we were at this one farm stand, and they had like wheelbarrows. They were like these giant wheelbarrows full of the crops. There were potatoes and carrots and onions and beets and cabbages and cucumbers and like all this shit. And the girls were all barefoot. And I remember I had these little pink tennis shoes, and um, I remember looking at these girls' feet, and their toenails were all darty and caked, and their feet were all caked with like poop, from running around in the fields. Because they had just picked, like, when they came out to the stand, when we got there, there were like two girls who were pushing one wheelbarrow from the field. There was a field that was just beyond where the stand was, and there was a barn. The fields were back there, um, and a lot of the barns. There's all the tobacco in the fields and everything. You would drive through the tobacco fields, and the smell of the tobacco drying was really strong. Yeah, they hang them in the barns, and they'd lift up the side of the barns, and then you could see it, you know, because if they didn't lift up the sides of the barns, that's what they were telling. The woman was telling my mom if they didn't open the sides of the barns during the drying process. Mom said it's so strong, it smells so strong. We drive through, and she's like, yeah, well, we have to lift up the sides of the barns, or otherwise the tobacco molds because it's so sticky. So I have to have the ventilation. Oh, it's just. But the girls were pushing the wheelbarrow, and they had just picked all. It was a wheelbarrow full of beets, and they came up to the stand with these beets that they had just picked out of the field, and their feet were filthy with cow shit because that's what they used to fertilize the fields. Cow shit and horse shit. Anyway, 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 anyway. Anyway, I think this weekend I want to finish painting. I'm going to do that. It's going to get done this weekend. Finish painting the interior of the structure. Yeah. And hopefully that fabric's going to arrive soon. I hope that fabric arrives this week. And I got to make a to-do list for the week. There's a bunch of stuff I need to do. Make a list. Make a list and check it twice. Here he comes with the tea.